All right, hello and welcome back to part 2 of my Stormgate playthrough guide, whatever, I don't know. This is an Infernal overview. Just got into the beta, the closed beta. There's going to be an open beta from the 5th to the 12th, I think, for Steam Next Fest. Starts the 5th for that week. I might be wrong on the end date, so don't quote me on that. But I think it's 5th to the 12th, and then, let's see, we've got the Infernal. So, right off the bat, my base is way more of a cluttered mess than the overview of the Vanguard, where I just built one of everything to show you what it does, and also just to kind of learn for myself, because I have no idea what I'm doing. The reason it is a massive mess is because to generate the resource for my global ability, I need something called Animus. And to get that, things need to die. And so the quickest way for me to make a bunch of stuff die near me, and by near me, I guess it just means my units, was to build a bunch of meat farms. So let's talk about meat farms. Let's talk about let's talk about everything. So let's start with the main building. So there's the Greater Shrine. This is where you make your workers. Your workers, whenever you build a building, they turn into the building. So if I make another meat farm, there you go. It turns into it, you lose the worker. Meat farms increase how many units I can build. I am well beyond the cap at this point. It caps off at 300. And then as to why I made so many of them, they get these things called, fell hogs. Yeah, fell hogs. These things just die periodically over time. When this building spawns a new one, I think it spawns up to 3, it kills off one of the old ones if there's already 3 of them. And so that's how I've been generating all this animus, just for the sake of having enough energy to do some cool stuff here in a minute. So that's the meat farm, that's the main building. I mean, we already briefly touched on the worker. This is the guy who builds your stuff. So, let's look at the first military building. That is the Iron Vault. First unit that we can train at the Iron Vault is the Brute. These guys are awesome. They look like Idol from Killer Instinct. And they are just a melee unit. They cannot attack air. On death, they will turn into 2 smaller units. Sorry, why is it taking so long? Okay, there we go. Look at that. So now we have 2 things that remain called Fiends. And also these white bars above the units, that's called white health. That is a health that will regenerate on top of your normal HP pool, but only if you are within this mist, which is called Shroud. And you can spread this by building a main base, or by building this defensive structure called a Shroud Stone that I think can just shoot stuff, yep. And it will also spread your Shroud, and then there's a few global abilities we'll cover at the end that I think can do that too. So we covered the Brute. The Brute can turn into Fiends. You can manually do this, though why you would do that, I don't know. Also, let's talk about unit production a little bit with these guys, because they're different. Every structure that I've seen seems to queue up 3, I don't know what you would call this. It can just have 3 units. So I can't build 3 of each, it's just 3 of any combination. So if I wanted to build 2 brutes, that's 2 of my charges. Pretty straightforward. Everything is like this, even my building here that makes the imps that construct for me. So there's that. Okay, so we covered the brutes. If you wanted to just turn into a fiend early, which the only reason I could think to do that, we'll go over in a minute. Basically, your bigger units can eat the little fiends to restore their white health. So I guess if you were in a pinch and for some reason you deemed it more important to regenerate this guy's white health, you could tell this guy to split, and then you could tell this guy to eat him, and he'll walk over here and eat it. Okay, well, he actually ate one of my fell hogs instead. He can eat those too. But if we were out in the field here and we didn't have a fell hog on standby, he could have just eaten an imp. So, right? Or am I crazy? Oh, I'm mixing up imps and fiends. I'm sorry. He can eat a fiend. He cannot eat an imp. Right? Yeah. Okay. Let's see. So, that's the Brute. And now let's go on to the Magmadon. This is another ground-only attacker. He rides a weird demon dinosaur, I guess. He cannot attack air, right? Nope. Okay. And then he has a charge, so he tramples. I guess it probably hurts you or something. I don't know. I don't know what I'm doing. So that's the Magmadon. Next unit we have is the Hellborn from our Conclave. This is the last one that we can build out of the... Oh, sorry. This is the Conclave. This is the last unit we can build out of the Iron Vault. So, what does this guy do? He's a long-range siege unit, I'm pretty sure. He just attacks from really far away. The end. That's it. I think he can... No, he cannot attack air. Okay, good to know. Cannot attack air. Alright, so that's those units. Let's go into the Conclave units next. Oh, real quick, there's the Shadow Clift. This is the research facility for the Iron Vault. So, there's only 2 upgrades here. This lets the brutes spawn 1 more fiend. Instead of 2, they'll get 1 extra one. And then the brutes get 10 armor, so that's cool. This one makes the trample ability periodically stun nearby ground units. What does it do by default if it doesn't already stun them? Probably just damage? Yes, it's 150 damage over 6 seconds. And then these guys, much like these other hideous things, can eat your fiends or fellhogs, not your imps. So, there's that. Okay, now we're done with the Conclave and the Shadow Cleft. Let's move on to the... Jesus Christ, it's the fucking Iron Vault, not the Conclave. The Conclave, I'm learning all this for the first time, I'm sorry. The Conclave is, let's see, we have Gaunts. And I already had some of these built, but let's take a look at what they do. These guys, you can research an ability that will cost them 10 health for a temporary burst of movement speed. They can, I believe, attack air. Yes. They can attack ground units. And if you read the attack description here, I believe it mentions attacks infest and bounce to 2 nearby targets. But I think the reason we're not seeing it bounce is because I'm attacking friendly units, maybe, is why we're not seeing it bounce. So, this is just kind of your basic ranged unit here. And then we have the Train Doombringer. This guy has a very intense name for someone that just transports units. Sanctuary teleports units to a nearby friendly shrine, so that's cool. Let's test that real quick. Let's have him go here. Let's bring a couple of these dudes. And I think what will happen is he's just going to... I don't know what he's doing. I don't know what that does. Maybe he only transports the units... Teleports this unit to a friendly shrine, but he didn't do it. So maybe that's broken, maybe that's bugged. I don't know. He can land, and he'll put Shroud out all over the place, which is nice. It'll regenerate your dude's white health. And while he's landed, you can load into him. He can go back up and then drop you somewhere. Let's see. Yeah, he could go over here. He could, like, fly over a cliff, for example, or onto an island or something. He can land, and bam, they're already unloaded. That's kind of cool. It's like an instant unload, so... pretty excited to try out some drops with these guys. So, that's the first 2 guys. We have now the Weaver. So this is the Weaver. I would have to march him all the way across the battlefield to show what this does, but... Oh, never mind. I can do this against friendly units. That's cool. So, I've just brought the Fiend over to me. Yeah, I think that's pretty much all he does. And then he attacks stuff. He can't attack the air. Let's see what his animation looks like. Alright. That's it. So over here we have the Suicide Flyers. It says that there's scouts. I don't know if this game has stealth and if these guys can, like, see stealth or what they mean by them being a scout. Maybe they just are fast and have good range. I don't know. But at the end of the day, they just kill you when they're like a suicide bomber for air units. I don't think I can do it against my own guys, though. And I don't know that the enemy AI built anything. So speaking of air units, the next unit out of this race is going to be the Spriggan. He's just this weird-looking dude. I don't think there's really any upgrades or a whole lot to this guy. He just kind of runs around and attacks you. I do think he actually might have an upgrade, so let's go on to the next building. The Ritual Chamber, this gives us a few upgrades. This allows imps to use the Flame On ability. Okay, I'm curious about that. Improves Shadow Flyer's Bloodlust ability to infect targets with Infect. Shadow Flyer. Okay, that's the Suicide Bomber. And then we have... Okay, so that's that. Last one. Allows Gaunts to use the Reaper Rush ability. So this is my... other guys I mentioned earlier who can do, like, the movement speed boost at the cost of some health. That's pretty much it. I feel like I got through this race really fast, except we do want to go over the global abilities. Now, Let's start with this one. Summon an effigy at the target location that provides shroud for 60 seconds. If you're in the middle of a fight and you just wanted shroud, I guess it doesn't give you vision. Or maybe you need vision to cast it. Let's see. Yeah. So we have shroud. It would generate our white health. That's cool. Hellspawn Resurgence refreshes all charges on targeted friendly shrine, Iron Vault, Conclave, or Twilight Spire. So I think what that basically means is, like, if I built 3 brutes and I was in a panic and I wanted to build 3 more, I could do this, and then yes, I get all 3 charges back. I can put out another 3, and then I got 6 brutes really quickly there. Nightfall Infestation. After a 3-second delay, infests enemy units in the target area and reduces their vision by 50%. So, what does that look like? Okay. Nice. Why can't we use... I think I can use it, but it looks grayed out. Maybe that's just the art. So, summons a Shroud Stone near an existing shrine or Shroud Stone. The summoned Shroud Stone gains 100% attack speed and damage for 30 seconds. Additionally, increases all Shroud coverage by 100%. Let's see what it looks like. So, it has to be near an existing one. Right? I can't just do it anywhere. I'm just trying to confirm. Okay, how close does it need to be? I'm colorblind, so I think I'm now seeing an indicator that I'm too far away, but I'm not sure what's going on. Well, there we go. Increases my shroud range, and I guess it has more attack speed. Let's compare. Yeah, that's twice as fast. So, that's neat. Shadowfall covers the entire map in shroud for 30 seconds. That's pretty neat. But enough of that boring stuff. Let's get to the Flayed Dragon. So these guys can summon dragons, and they just stay there. I don't think there's a time limit on these things. So the first thing I'd like to see is if I can just call it in anywhere. Let's try it. No, I think I need vision. So, where can I call it in? Summons a powerful enthralled dragon at a target Shroudstone. Okay, so you gotta do it at a Shroudstone. So right here, I now have an enthralled dragon. Now it does go on cooldown for a while, 300 seconds. But he does not go away at the end of that cooldown. You could just summon another one. He has a breath attack, which we'll do real quickly here. Those are friendly units, so it didn't seem to hurt them. Well, that's nice to know, though. Wait, breathes a stream of acid over enemy units in the target path, causing all units hit to become infected with infest. I don't think I still fully understand what infest is. I would love to know. Let's see. What is infest? I need to find out what infest is. Maybe I can do that really fast. Let's see. Stormgate. What is infest? Oh, so infested enemy unit. When an infested unit dies, it spawns a fiend. Which one is the fiend again? That's the same thing that comes out of the Whoa, that's really cool. So if I just build these guys and I go attack someone, when I kill them, I get fiends. That's really awesome. Or if I hit them with this breath attack, I infect all of them, kill them, and then get fiends. That's pretty sick. So this removes all infest from nearby enemy units. I wonder why you would want to do that. Oh, instantly dealing damage equal to the remaining poison on them and granting the Flayed Dragon white health equal to the total amount inhaled. So I guess you infest them and then breathe it in, and it hurts them. So that's pretty cool. That's the dragon. Let's take a look at some of his attack animations. Pretty standard giant fireball, acid fireball looking thing, and let's shoot this guy. Oh, I did the wrong button. Sorry. There we go. So yeah, dragons. This is probably gonna be the race I end up playing the most. But I don't know, the Vanguard seems pretty cool too. But yeah, so sorry for my really terrible guide. There's all my meat farms, and I just wanted to do that for anyone who wanted to see an overview of what every single building does. So there it is. Every building and unit. And now every video from here on out is just gonna be me fumbling my way through the game, failing miserably. As I will have no idea what I'm doing. But I'm still gonna just play PvP and figure it out as I go. So yeah, if you're interested in seeing that, just, I guess, drop a follow, like, comment, subscribe, whatever. I don't know. I don't care what it is. Give me a thumbs down if you want. And yeah, I'll see you in the next one.